So let me talk here about the new leadership era. We live in an era of unprecedented transformation, facing big challenges in the ecological, social, and spiritual realm. Questions around creating a thriving economy fueled by sustainable forms of energy, preserving our nature and planet, safeguarding human rights, fostering inclusiveness, dividing resources, embracing the tremendous speed and full potential of technological developments, and increasing happiness requires new answers. Answers that can't be found from the same level of consciousness that created them. In this volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world, leaders set out the agenda for the future. They determine how their organizations can thrive in an ever changing and challenging environment. From leading organizations as strong and powerful machines, they now move into leading organizations as living organisms that constantly evolve, adapting to what is needed. So, in this human centric era, it is not organizations that transform, it is people that transform. Leaders today face such rapidly escalating complexity, uncertainty, and market volatility that to stay competitive, they must accelerate their own development. What is needed most is the ability to respond swiftly to often unexpected changes in the environment. Not the strongest, but today fastest to adapt lives the longest. Developing leaders who can navigate complexity is now a strategic priority. Beyond competency and capability, we need to develop leaders with courage and compassion and character. This asks for raising consciousness. Consciousness is how people perceive, interpret, and direct their attention and intention towards environment. Consciousness transformation is a fundamental shift in perspective or worldview that results in an expanded understanding of self and the nature of reality. Many organizations today are getting to a glass ceiling in terms of how they operate. Their typical response to their growing number of challenges is to start even more change initiatives and work harder with the assumption that if we do more, we will overcome the challenges. Leaders and organizations that grow in consciousness can take a step back, reflect on their situation, and discover new ways of dealing with the challenges they are facing, thus allowing them to deal with far more complexity while delivering high quality of their customers in a more effortless way. Leaders transform through a series of sequential stages, and same stages exist in all culture. Personal transformation is the movement from one stage to the next. Each transformation further develops the interface between the self and the world becomes at once more sophisticated, simple, and elegant. Now the leader can handle complexity with more grace, greater ease, and less energetic cost. Unsolvable dilemmas evaporate in the new reality. What was not possible in the prior stage becomes doable. The leader experiences a new burst of creativity, efficacy, freedom, power, and joy. Any human transformation starts with awareness, the ability to identify beliefs and mindsets that are limiting or blocking, and the skills to identify blind spots combined with the guts to make choices and to break patterns lead to lasting transformation. People that have learned how to transform themselves embark on a journey of constantly unleashing new potential, hence opening the possibility to adding additional value to their lives and work. They are comfortable with not knowing and are able to hold the tensions related to that. This can only be done if we master capabilities like using our intuition and add sensing to our ability to think and analyze. So what is the opportunity? Well, research shows that levels of consciousness are positively correlated to leadership effectiveness. If we would take the effectiveness of leaders operating at the current dominant level of consciousness, we know from research that their efficacy as a leader is 0.67. Once we bring them to the next level of consciousness, we'll bring them to the level of 2.0. And if we bring them to even the next level, they can grow to 9.0. Raising consciousness supports leaders to produce great results, impact the world, and do this with a lower energetic cost. Understanding the essence of transformation helps leaders who want to understand what makes effective leadership and how to accelerate its progressive development. So, let me now present a case study of Tata Metallics Limited. Uh, well, I worked in this organization from a period of 1995 to 2001. And friends, I must tell you that in 1995, this company was at the brink of extinction, so to speak. Tata Steel had almost decided to hive off this company. And then in 1997, a new managing director joined and he decided to transform this company. I was fortunate. He picked me for driving the TQM movement in this company. We started with 9,000 and we became the first ISO 14,000 company in Tata Group of among Tata Group of companies. And then this company never looked back, so to speak. It kept on sort of improvising itself and improvising itself. And I was there till 2001. I left in 2002, I guess, if my memory serves me right. And this company had reached the pinnacle of quality, I would say, when it got JIPM TPM award. Any question? Am I too fast? Am I? Is it going fine? Rajesh ji, Mr. Mukherjee.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Sir, we'll have
Please continue. Please continue.
Super. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Okay, so in 1997, we started a diagnostic study of this company. And so this is the framework where we sort of, ask ourselves what is the objective of the study, what are the challenges of current business, challenges of transition, and challenges of future business. Then, what are the aspirations and challenges of senior leaders? What are the current business realities and business requirements? And then, based on what are the gaps, then we co-created rather the values and vision, strategy, structure, processes, leadership, and customer orientation. And based on all these things, the granular action plans were developed and deployed, and actually it paid us hands on. Well, let me dive into details, so to speak. The methodology supporting the framework was that the whole process started with structured one-to-one discussion with key players like members of the board, managing director, head of departments, union leaders, etc. Then the suppliers' voices were captured, suppliers were interviewed, the customers' voices were captured through various interviews, and that is how the primary data were collected in structured template. And then multiple group discussions happened with employees and workmen. I would not like to I would like to sort of emphasize that from day one we started involving union and the workers. Though initially there was resistance, we were handling their CPM union, okay, but then over years the union also became quite supportive. What was the objective of the study? Objective of the study was uh, to understand the contemporary issues being faced by the top management, get insight into operational and cultural levers, and enhance the organizational effectiveness. And the objective of the study was to draw an action plan for the overriding questions like how could TML, that is Tata Metallics Limited, ensure growth and increase profitability? How to enhance Tata Metallics competitiveness by reducing cost and delivery time? And how to induce and sustain a culture that would create more teamwork. We were quite cognizant of this fact that cultural transformation is very important for bringing any uh, for bringing any sustainable change, so to speak, for becoming more and more competitive and benchmark in the industry. So what were the challenges? Let me sort of enumerate some of the challenges. So challenges of that time, 1997, were like coke consumption rate was high, equipment availability was low. In the areas of marketing, there was a lack of information. There was a fuzzy strategy, marketing strategy or branding related strategy. Well, teamwork was completely at a toss. Communication was not at all in good shape. Then HR processes were not in place, career development, performance management, etc. So then we envisioned that what kind of organization we wish to create, and then what is the journey, so to speak, and what are the challenges of transition. So we realized that we need to develop market strategy, clear market strategy. We need to restructure with specific focus on project management and market development. Benchmarking would be very important to understand, to getting the outside in perspective. And then we thought to start the change management and also manage change. We were quite cognizant that just by starting initiatives would not help. We should plan properly how to handle the various phases of resistance. So we launched in 1997 a movement called Jagran, the awakening movement. Awakening movement entailed whole hog of things like co-creation of values, vision, mission. In fact, we also looked at our meeting management. I'll be discussing about how meeting management underwent, transformational change. Well, TQM for variability reduction, waste reduction, 5S for housekeeping, and then 8 pillars of TPM we sort of implemented at the later stage of the journey. On HR front, we thought that we need to groom our people in the areas of problem solving skills and facilitation skills, and of course team management skills. Uh, and then the kind of future we had envisioned, managing business results in a competitive market, that was important, and opportunity and also a challenge. Building market share, ensuring cash flow was very important because this company was quite in bad shape. Technology absorption was very important. People had mindset. I mean, let me be upfront that people who had come from uh, Tata Steel, they had mindset that we don't need to have a latest technology. What technology will do? How technology will kind of help us? Enhancing competencies of people at large, that was very important, including workers. And then enhancing competitive position in the marketplace, global sourcing of raw materials like iron ore, coke, etc., and approach to global markets. So this is the lay of land so far challenges are concerned. Well, what were the aspirations? So aspirations were like, how can we achieve rupees 5 crore of profitability in the year, sorry, I have not mentioned here, 5 crore of profitability in the year 1997, 98. And how would cash to the tune of rupees 20 crore would be generated so that debenture redemption can be done. Company had some unsecured loan. So how to redeem? How can the operational cost in terms of raw material can be reduced? How can the ratio of finished goods to scrap be increased so that net realization increases? And on product front, how can TML grow from just an iron making company to higher value added automotive casting market. So that time idea was to kind of grow as an automotive casting market. Then what would be the marketing challenges for the automotive casting market? Then production orientation to market focus, that was very important. This company in the period of 96 97 was highly dominated by the production people, who were myopic about the market, the customers needs and expectations. Like I remember, the operation head, he would say that, to marketing people, that go and tell your customer that how pig iron is produced, so we can't kind of reduce the sand content, while casting, actually sand material used to get entrapped. So all such kind of discussion would happen. They would not appreciate that it is the customer who is paying us. And then on cultural front, how can we improve the teamwork so that the organization is ready to face the challenges of the future? So these were the aspirations of the top management. And as I mentioned that we were lucky to have a gentleman who joined us as a managing director, who was quite visionary person, and he was completely supportive of cultural transformation of this company. So we started with appreciative inquiry, though we started with the diagnostic study, as I mentioned earlier, and then we went to appreciative inquiry. During appreciative inquiry, the approach was to find out the great things happening inside Tata Metallics, and collectively striving to make TML most cherished place. Not finding out the fault in people or in the processes, rather finding out what are the good things happening, and can we leverage, can we expand on them. And then we used, similar to McKinsey's 7S framework, we used the framework where we sort of ask people, rate, on the various dimensions, rate this company, where this company stand. Like for example, shared values, and then the stages of elements are like evolution, ownership, spread, and domain. And this is a progressive, this is a progression scale, so to speak. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. So like for example, evolution, uh, we were at evolved by top, not evolved by all. So values were just evolved by top people. So that was the ownership. Just enrollment had happened, and there was no shared and passionate kind of values. So people were not very passionate, very shared. They were like they were typical technocrats. I'm sorry, I'm also engineer, so please pardon me saying that, but they had typical technocrat mindset, that this is what actually, this is how pig iron is produced through blast furnace route, and that's it. What else we need to kind of think, and why people can think anything else? So something like that. So on and so forth. So shared values, and then leadership, then people, then strategy, structure, and system. So these were the aspects on which we did the thorough sort of appreciative inquiry, and we try to find out that where do we stand. And this was done by third party consultant, in a very unbiased manner. And the mandate given to the consultant was that be very objective, if required ruthless, but tell the truth. Otherwise, if you'll not tell the truth, we'll never improve. And then this client, this consultant actually did the same thing. They presented the actual truth in front of us. They said that, you are not great organization, and because of that, your results are very suboptimal, so to speak. You are not at par with the good organizations, so to speak. You will have to do many things. So that was the first uh, awakening time, I would say. Though I remember I was present in that meeting, and I remember that the factory head, the marketing head, none of them, they were in receptive mode. They would kind of they would try to dispute. They would try to say that no, what you are saying doesn't make sense. But then, this consultant and team, they had collected so much of data, so much of voices, that the leadership team could not kind of dispute for long. Okay, and finally managing director said that, look, nobody is going to gain by disputing the things. Rather, let us think how to embark upon a new chapter, a new sort of, new life for this company, so that, God willing, we'll become a great organization one day. And journey started. Any questions, sir? I'm taking a pause here. Sorry, I'm not able to see
Any
you.
clarifications, sir?
Huh?
Any questions? I was just saying that. Any questions? Any clarifications from anyone, sir?
Or maybe
Sanjay,
towards the end you would like to ask?
yeah, we can ask the question towards.
Okay, great. Towards the end. ठीक है. Okay, so post appreciative inquiry, we conducted a series of RTSC, that is real time strategic change workshops. And guess what? These workshops were created. The first workshop was created by consultant, and then 16 people who are not, the top management people, so to speak. They were picked up from middle level and junior level. They were trained. Okay, the only criteria was that they should be passionate enough to take this organization to a next level, or next to next level. Okay, they were picked and they were trained, and then they took charge of conducting all the rest of the RTSC workshops with the employees and the workmen. And the whole idea was to co-create a shared vision, mission, values. Though these vision, mission, values were created at top level, but then further refinement happened only during these workshops, where, the participants were sort of, shared the vision, mission, values, and asked their feedback. Not just feedback, they were asked that, if you have to create a most cherished organization, uh, please think in terms of picture, in terms of poetry, in terms of sketches, and provide your input, how that organization would look like. And then, the vision, mission, values, they were sort of co-created. So these exercises were able to generate so much of positive energy, that we were ready sort of to take off. During workshop, this model was used. This is called Bickard Harris model for process change. So, the idea is that you should have positive dissatisfaction among your people about the status quo. Only then change will happen. If people are happy because of their own reason, then change will never happen. Then people should have collective vision. They should be able to see beyond present. They should have that visual imagery and auditory to create a preferred future, so to speak. Then only change will happen. And third thing is that, okay, all these things are good, but then what about the first steps? The first steps are very, very critical. The first step, in terms of what are the quick wins, what are the immediate projects on which team will work and create the success stories, so that even the fence sitter will join. So this is called Bickard Harris model. And if you have any question, please feel free. And as you can see, it is multiplication. It is not plus sign. D into V into F. So if anything is 0, then the product will be 0. And the idea is that the product of the product of DVF should be always greater than all kind of resistances. There will be resistances. There will be multiple phases of resistances. People will have apprehension that I will lose my identity. People will think that, my relevance will be lost.
Yeah.
People will think that, the
TPM.
Yeah, sorry. Any
Thank you.
questions, sir? I heard somebody saying something.
Just some noise coming up. You please.
Okay, fine. So there will be different kind of resistances. People will think that, I am not ready for this kind of thing, or people will think that, okay, this was my turf and I will lose my turf. So such kind of all apprehensions, all fear, all kind of assumptions will surface, and they will be demonstrated in different ways and means. So the management team must be cognizant and must handle them with grace. But if somebody is hell bent, somebody does not want to join the movement, then goodbye to them. I mean, what else can you do? Beyond point, you can't kind of change person. So this whole exercise over months, not year, over months, started creating initially a lot of energy, and then energy started translating in terms of the passion, the commitment, the enrollment into the journey. Okay, so this is the I'm not showing you the vision mission of the company, but this is the strategic change management model. Though this model looks complex, but I'm very happy today to tell you that even the union leader of that company, they learned he learned the by heart this model. Okay, and on one occasion where I was supposed to go and present this strategic change management model in one forum, external forum, I could not reach in time due to some problem, and this union leader reached, before me, and then the people there, they requested, can you talk about your change transformational journey? So this guy very proudly he said that, uh, मैं तो इंग्लिश में बात नहीं कर पाऊंगा, मैं बंगाली जानता हूं, मैं बंगाली में ही बात करूंगा, लेकिन मैं ये मॉडल आपको ठीक से बता दूंगा. So you can imagine the kind of impression, his statement and his explanation of the strategic change management model created, that when next day I reached there, people started asking me, what is happening in your company? CPM union supporting you in this way, that they have not just kind of learned with a lot of passion and pride. That gentleman was talking about the strategic change management model. This is really, really amazing. So as you can see that at the core of this model is attitude and mindset change. And I mean, in the beginning, I mentioned that it is not the organization that change; it is the people transform. So it is the leadership's most religious, most pious job to lead the transformation of people, so to speak. Help people become aware of their potential and where they are stuck because of their beliefs, their values, their thoughts, their feelings, and their life stories, and help them change. This is the most important and time immemorial leadership job, I would say. Even for today's tech company, this is the most important job. So attitude and mindset, then co-creation of vision, mission, and then strategies were created by experts, and then systems 9,000, 14,000, MIS, etc. And then the larger systems like human resource management focus. So I discussed about career management, PMS, a lifelong learning, etc. Customer and market focus through total quality control. So TQC was introduced. The various tools and techniques were taught people at various level in various ways, at a middle level or senior level. The nuances of the statistical tools were taught, whereas at a workers level, in a very simple manner, YY analysis, fishbone analysis, Pareto analysis, etc. They were taught. Then operational focus through total waste elimination and total productive maintenance. And then finally, at the outermost sort of periphery of this circle is creation of benchmarks, continuous improvements, lifelong learning. So this is a continuously evolving model, so to speak, and basically people of the organization, they have to very passionately, they have to proudly, they have to take this model forward. So that was the whole idea. Well, we were quite aware of this model of Dr. Mary Lippitt's, who said that, unless you have vision in place, there is a consensus among people about the vision or the goals, etc. Unless people are well skilled to do the job, unless they have clear incentives, what is in it for me, they are well resourced, and then action plans are clear, success will not happen. Success does not happen by sheer luck or through magic. Success needs all these elements. And though, I remember that we had major problem at skill level and resource level. Small organization, not cash wise not so great, and skill wise also the organization was not so great. So a lot of training programs started happening, and the idea was that let us kind of reduce the waste, let us reduce the variability, let us kind of reduce cost, let us generate more and more revenues and cash, and thereby earn the right to grow. And this whole journey started. This is the emotional. Yes, sir.
Sir, I have a question, sir. Can you please go back to this one?
Sorry. Yeah.
This incentive part.
Yes, sir.
What sort of incentives did you give?
Okay. So incentives were in various forms. That through, say, a small group activities, if you are able to save this much, you will get some award. Award could be in form of cash, or it could be in form of kind. So both the ways. This is
Both
one.
were given. Both were given. I mean,
Both were given. This is one,
based-
sir. The
yeah.
second idea was that the second idea which we implemented, like union people who would kind of come every year or periodically with a charter of demand. We convinced them that, boss, more than salary, you need to have better skill. So we will send you for good training program, which never happened for you, and this will help you to become sort of more in demand, so to speak, A, and B also this will help you, like create example in your family. This will kind of help you earn the respect among your own colleagues. So that also worked a lot. So there were various ways in which we incentivize people. It was, yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Please continue.
So these were the emotional stages of change. This is a typical journey. Journey will start with shock, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, but then finally people joined the movement. And then as I mentioned to you, the kind of transformation I saw there, that was amazing, I must say, amazing. And I would largely attribute to the commitment of leadership, commitment of leadership in terms of personally kind of investing personal time in educating people, in recognizing people, in motivating them, not hiring people out of desperation from outside, that I don't have the right competency, so let us hire people from outside, and thereby creating panic inside the organization. So these are some of the things leader did, and created a great example. So that's the thing. Uh, well, what were the first set of 16 projects? Just to quickly give you the ideas: cost reduction by improving co-creation. So these are the four themes initially. If you remember, DVF is greater than R, so this is F part. So cost reduction by improving co-create, overall plant effectiveness. This is OE part of TPM. Improvement of customer orientation, waste elimination, process optimization through TQM, total employee development and participation through small group activities, through suggestion schemes, through the skill pillar of TPM. So we did all these things at a senior level. We said that no, let us start sending our people to Tata Management Training Center, start sending to good training programs, so that we can change their technical as well as behavioral skills, their mindsets, their attitudes, their belief system, and so that they can become the apostle of transformation in this whole journey. So these 16 change agents, they were handpicked and trained rigorously. And as I mentioned to you, they were not all senior level folks. They were junior level or mid level guys who are passionate, who wanted to take the baton and change the world, who change the this company. Okay, and they were rigorously trained on the management of change. DVF is greater than R and all that. This TQM tools, QIP story, QC tools, 8 pillars of TPM, and then facilitation skill. This was this was a new mindset, so to speak, that just observe the team, don't intervene, but see that whether team is going through proper team dynamics or not, etc. And they were, by the way, very empowered people. Even in a team where the senior person is a leader, he would be interrupted and he would be advised by the facilitator. So that was the kind of empowerment we did. There was a lot of emphasis on listening and widening the perspective. There was one of the Saptbhavanas. Saptbhavanas are the 7 values of the meetings, so to speak. So we said that we will follow the Saptbhavanas in every meeting. So one of the Saptbhavana was that we are people, not rabbit or alligator. Rabbit means you are timid, you are fearful, you are not talking anything in meeting, and alligator means you are big mouth. Every time you sort of want to hijack the things. So a facilitator's job was to remind the participant that, boss, you can't behave like a rabbit or alligator. Then total variability control. So Six Sigma way of solving problems. So DMAC. Later, every employee went through 3 days workshop. Even workers, every workers, though workers were not kind of imparted DMAC kind of training, but they were imparted simple training. And then what happened? Let me tell you that even workers, they would do their meetings with flip charts at shop floor. They would do for everything. They would do the fishbone analysis, and they would code every sheet, and that will be preserved for the reference of other teams. These were some of the great things, I must tell you. And many communication channels were started. Initially, we had mindset that if we'll share the sort of competition data or the customer feedback from workers or from junior employees, it's not good for the health of the organization. But all these myths were found flawed, and then we started communicating generously and frequently to our people in various ways.
Just a small
yeah,
update
please.
on the time, sir.
Yeah, sure. So I am almost, I have reached here. So these were some of the training programs, curriculum, which we developed. Initially, we used this 9-step TPM process, but, and Tata Metallics got all these awards. But the point which I want to make here, that in 1999, when we invited JIPM consultant, we got big shock. They came and they say, we thought that we are the great organization, we have reached pinnacle, but they say that the way you see a problem is your problem. You need to restore your equipment state and places to original and safer state. And they said that instead of doing all these DMAC and all these things, please do cleaning, lubrication, tightening, inspection, please do Kaizen, please do single point lesson, etc. Target zero defect. And they destroyed us. And they again created a new belief system. This is a life, let me tell you. I mean, you can never say that I have arrived. So you should be always open to be sort of challenged and change yourself. And this is what exactly happened. But all these efforts paid us a lot. In fact, Tata Metallics got JIPM TPM award in 2002. In terms of business results, this company became the first Tata company to achieve EVA positive result. If there is any finance person, he will understand EVA is economic value added, that is return on capital employed minus weighted average cost of capital. So this is the ultimate metric. And Tata Metallics and TCS, yes, TCS, they were the two EVA positive companies. And then there were many great practices. I will leave this presentation. So these are some of the results. So, sir.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you for your roller coaster and such an insightful session till now, sir. And your insights have been truly valuable. For the participants, sir, the presentation is already shared. We will also be uploading on the EA Vigyan. So now we are open for Q&A, sir. Any questions and answers you can directly ask, or you can even use the chat box, sir. I think, sir, we have one from PK Sahu to start. Please list out the Sapt Bhavnas.
Sapt Bhavnas, I think it's across.
Achha. Sir, I can I send you Sapt Bhavnas? All the Sapt Bhavnas I don't remember. I can tell you a few Sapt Bhavnas. Like, we are people, not rabbit or alligator. This is one. Second thing is that maybe, when you are saying maybe, you are acknowledging new thoughts instead of discarding the thing, saying that no, I don't agree with you. If you say maybe, that means you're acknowledging the new thoughts. You're giving yourself chance to acknowledge the new possibility. So this was second thing. Then sorry, I mean, I am not able to recall all this. I will send you, Rajeshji, I will send you, and
you can share. We will share with our seniors, sir.
Sure.
I guess this rabbit alligator analogy will stick with us for a long time.
Jarur.
So please, sir, we are open to Q&A. Anyone, sir, you can ask, sir. So you can use the chat box also, sir. So meanwhile, just while any more questions comes, I have one query, sir.
Please.
In terms of how do you involve the important that you mentioned, the union, sir? How did you take their buy-in the complete process?
Right. So union ke saath mein, what did we do? Let me tell you. Initially, union was apprehensive. They were not in our side. They thought that they were sensing and they were smelling some rat, as they say. Okay. But gradually we convinced them that, more than anything else, this is for you, because we are going to create a happy, safe workplace. We are going to educate you. We are going to train you, which will help you get pride among your people, in your family. And not only that, you will be able to share some of the things with your family members. We provided them opportunity to conduct some of the training programs, train even officers. Okay. So all such kind of things that created, great sense of pride and belonging, and gradually they started kind of joining. The union leader was a young person, and soon he realized that, there is a lot of sort of, sense in kind of, in joining this thing.
One more, sir, query from PK Sahu. How do you define vision?
How do we define vision? Okay.
More of academic, but sir wanted to listen from you, sir.
Okay, sir. So let me tell you, vision is not a precision engineering. Okay, vision is art, actually. Let me tell you, and the whole purpose of creating vision is to invoke the emotional energy, so to speak, and create the sense of belongingness. Okay, that you are co-creating the visual imagery of a most preferred place, most preferred organization, where you would like to sort of work and grow, and sort of continue. Okay, so what did we do? We actually asked people that you have to just create a poetry, you have to write poetry, you have to write create paintings, sketch बनाइए आप, आपको जो भी करना है आप कीजिए, लेकिन आप वो प्रेफर्ड फ्यूचर अपने अपने तरीके से दिखाने की कोशिश कीजिए. ठीक है? And then we compiled them. Okay, and then we said that okay, आर दीज थिंग्स. सो उसके बाद हमने एफिनिटी डायग्राम बनाया. एफिनिटी डायग्राम बना करके फिर जो कीवर्ड्स जो आए वहां से कीवर्ड्स को लेकर के फिर विजन बनाए. फिर उनको पूछा कि आर यू फाइन विद दिस स्टेटमेंट? नो नो, आई डिड नॉट मीन दिस, आई मेंट दिस. फिर उसको फाइन ट्यून किया. दैट क्रिएट अ ग्रेट सेंस ऑफ पॉजिटिविटी, ग्रेट सेंस ऑफ एनर्जी अमंग पीपल.
And involvement also, sir.
I
Yes,
would
sir.
like to share one of the things which we did for normally organizations have visions,
Sir,
but just to align it, align a department to an organization. One of the departments which had its own vision was Rail and Structural Mill of Bhilai. At that point of time, that was probably one of the places where uh, sale. It was a big risk hedge for whole of sale, being a product which is always in profit. So even in times of loss, it would always remain in profit. So it had its own envisioning exercise in which all the employees were involved in a program, in a HR program, and they were given magazines, and they were told, okay, you cut these magazines and find words which you find there should be in the vision. Those should be. So everybody made the groups of 4 5 people. They made some charts in which they stuck those words, and they tried to explain through those words. They tried to explain how they envision the company.
right.
So through involvement of all the, say, out of 2000 odd employees, around 450, 500 employees were taken out, and they formulated the vision. So they always owned it as their own. It was displayed at many places. It is still displayed at many places in RSL. And that was one of the ways it was implemented in one of the departments in sale.
Sir,
Specific.
sorry. Finish your thought.
Yeah, please.
Okay, I'll tell you that if you look at the evolution of human brain, the emotional brain, which is that limbic brain, that got developed when human beings started living in family. Okay, so that emotional brain actually creates a great sense of togetherness, a camaraderie, a territorial, though it has flip side as well. Okay, negative side as well. But the job of leader is to use the neocortex, the sort of the rational brain, so to speak, and shape the emotional energy in a manner so that it can be leveraged in maximum manner. It can be used for very high productivity and all that. So you use the limbic brain for people at large, create emotions, say that we are together. This is our uh, vision. This is a collective vision and all that. And then you sort of you as a leader, you channelize that energy in a manner so that it is more productive.
Yeah, it
That's the
makes
whole
sense
idea.
because once if you are buying them out at an earlier stage, then probably the resistance at the later stages is reduced and your chances of success increase
Yes,
enormously.
Very
yes, sir. Yeah. So, if I may take one last question, if which mentioned the chat box, sir, from Pankaj sir only, which was what was the biggest constraint in implementation, and how you overcame it, sir? In a short, if you want.
Yeah. So, let me tell you, I have a very different experience. The bottleneck is not at the top of the bottle. Bottleneck is always at the middle of the bottle. Middle management, unfortunately, they have to work as a sort of, a sandwich between top management's expectations, top management's vision, etc., and the pressure from the down. Okay, and they have natural tendency to buckle towards the junior people, the union people, etc. Okay, and convince the top management that कि बॉस अगर नहीं करेंगे, उसकी बात नहीं सुनेंगे तो बिजनेस नहीं होगा और प्रोडक्शन नहीं होगा, etc., etc. ये एक टिपिकल प्रॉब्लम मैंने देखा है. So but then while actually while interacting with top management, uh, they would pose in a manner कि they are completely sold to the idea. वहां पे कैसे आप इसको मैनेज करते हैं, समझते कैसे हैं उनकी साइकी को? How do you understand what are the sort of mental blockage they are undergoing, and how do you address them? There lies the success.
We could take more questions, but considering the time, sir, and so thank you all for this engaging session.
Pleasure.
I would now invite CGM sir, our CGM sir, Shri Sanjay Dar sir, CGM HRD MTI, to extend the vote of thanks and also provide the summary of the proceedings for today, sir.
Thank you, Rajesh, and I'd like to thank Sanjay ji once again. There are a lot of Sanjays out here, so thank you so much, sir, for taking out time and taking a brief, and then trying to understand what exactly do we need to discuss at our level. This was an interaction for senior level people. We had a lot of toss-ins and toss-outs about should we discuss more details about TPM implementation and the principles, or what it means to the leaders to transform a culture, and that kind of discussion. But you will appreciate that you may have discussed things from the management and transformation perspective, but those insights have come only because he has been there, done that, and managed the technical context also, managed the operational context also. And what I think is a refined understanding from those experiences. And we had specifically requested for a case study to illustrate the point, because then the concepts become reality. Otherwise, we have this notion that everything is academic. So I must thank you for putting in a lot of academic content in a case study. I mean, there were so many more models that were used. And it's very apt for us. I just like to inform the House, even SAIL at this point of time is in the process of major transformation. We are also going to kickstart a major initiative of relooking at how the organization is going to be transformed going forward, even relooking at our vision. What kind of future do we envisage for the company? And we will be undergoing a lot of such exercises, like what Sanjay ji mentioned. So very apt for us to get this kind of insight. We also realize one very interesting thing. Scale and industry and complexity has some nuances which will differentiate one case from another, but basic principles are the same. So what you have talked about in Tata Metallics, I'm sure everything, I can assure you, sir, everything resonates with us in SAIL. In terms of the kind of challenges that we face, in terms of the kind of transformation that we need to bring about. I must again thank you for kind of giving us some very key concepts to really work on. One core concept that you shared was that it is not organizations that transform, it is people. So that's one thing that we need to remember whenever we are looking at any context, that at the end of the day, we'll have to transform people, and that starts with us. It starts with us. So again, it starts with our own self-awareness of our biases, our inhibitions, and how we are becoming a bottleneck for what is going to be, going forward. You also highlighted the point that cultural transformation is a prerequisite for sustainable change. I think that's relevant for us because now we are going in for a lot of digitalization. We are going in for HANA, single instance. We are going in for a lot of green technologies. And even in terms of modernization, production, all that, a lot of things are going to happen in SAIL. So we have to understand that we have to bring in a lot of cultural transformation for those things to really be sustainable. I really liked the way you articulated what a vision means. I mean, apart from the academic definitions that we talk about, the mean of harnessing emotional energy, of evoking emotional energy, and creative envisioning is something that we really need to understand what a vision means. It's not just words. I also appreciate the fact that we also need to understand as leaders that the way you see the problem is your problem. I think that's a very defining statement for me, and I'm sure it will resonate with a lot of us, that we really need to start relooking at people in terms of how do we look at things, how do we look at problems, how do we look at the context. And a lot of problems will actually dissolve. They may not be problems at all. And a lot of things that we perceive are okay might be problems. So that's very important for us when we are looking at transforming the organization. And again, a reminder to be humble about you can never say that we have arrived. I mean, that's another very interesting statement that I picked up. All in all, it was a very insightful interaction for all of us. It has a lot of lessons for all of us. And what we would like to take away from this is that when it comes to a journey of transformation, there is so much that you can learn from and we look forward to more such interaction. Can जी आपके कुछ noise आ रहा है? So we look forward to more such interactions. I hope you all enjoyed. Rajesh, I think I'd like you to take a small poll in terms of feedback from people.
Yes, sir.
How much they liked, and also some suggestions from people on any topics they would like. I've already got one inputs on do something for, say, how do we go around for HANA S4 implementation. But other than that, any other topics? And we'd like to take your feedback on how well you like these interactions. We'll have one interaction a month, as I said. That's the plan. So thank you all for giving us time. So we'll take the poll from Rajesh, and
Yes,
then we
sir.
can take the next one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sanjay, sir. And
we
sir,
are sticking to time. I must tell you that we respect your time. We are trying to keep it 1 hour, means we'll keep it 1 hour.
yes. So that was the idea behind that. If you take 60 minutes of your precious time, so we try to be on that zone. So thank you all, sir. And as sir mentioned, sir, that please, if there are any topics that you want to suggest for the next edition of Antardrishti, please suggest it, sir. Thank you, Sanjay, sir, for your time.
Pleasure.
Thank you very
Always
much, sir.
pleasure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So we are open for suggestions on the chat box, sir. So we have one. So we'll wait for a couple of more minutes. Any suggestions? We are open for it, sir.
Rajesh, please conduct the poll for getting the feedback for this today's
Yes,
session.
yes. I'm trying it, sir.
So thank you all. I think Rajesh, you can, yeah, good. How's session? Good. But you have got no answers, mostly no answers. Huh? Sir, good, bad, ugly, feedback is important. Not getting any feedback is the most dangerous thing that we can get.
Yes, I have gone through all these experiences. So yeah, you are right. Feedback is always welcome.
I'm sorry, I was mute, sir. So I posted the question, sir. And thank you all, sir, for your time. And we now conclude the session, sir. And with this, I officially end the session. Thank you for being part of this enlightening experience. And please enjoy your day. Happy Dhanteras.
And wish you all happy Dhanteras and happy Diwali. Haan, Sanjeev sir, you have raised your hand. You wanted to say something?
Thank you, sir.
No, I was folded hand से मैंने धन्यवाद दे रहा था आप लोगों को for this opportunity.
सबको दिवाली की बहुत शुभकामनाएं।
बहुत शुभकामनाएं आप सबको, बहुत शुभकामनाएं।
सबको दीपावली की बहुत सारी शुभकामनाएं देने के लिए मैं हाथ जोड़ दिया।
Okay, sir. Any more topics also? We are open, sir. You can share with us in the chat box also. And thank you all, sir. Thank you all for your time, sir. Very good suggestion from one Sanjay sir Pandey sir, VK Pandey sir, ED SSP. Sir has stated that all the units and department must have taken similar initiative. Let us share from our learning, sir.
We'll try to figure that out, sir. I think we will create a platform for that. Thank you. Thank you for the suggestion, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the suggestion, sir. Okay, sir. So I will end the poll now. Thank you, sir. I will now close the meeting. Thank you.